Good day to you. This is teacher Leland Alejandro, and we're going to do variations, direct variations. So we're going to see the problem set in the other screen. All right, let's check the worksheet. Okay, here's the worksheet, direct variation. Which equation is not an example of direct variation? In a direct variation, the graph of direct variation passes through the origin. Okay, it passes through the origin. So it's got to be something like this. We're going to do a little explaining about it. A direct variation has a variable and the constant of proportionality and other variable. It's like this. And this type of linear equation passes through the origin if you're going to graph this. So if you see something like added here, like any number added here, like that, then it does not pass to the origin. It will be in either x or y axis intersecting there. So from the choices, we can see that the A, that particular equation, is not an example. The rest of the choices takes the form for direct variation, and that will be for something like this, okay? And that goes to the B, the C, and the D. So these are all direct variation. So which equation is not an example? It's this, because there's a +1 there. Okay, so that's how to check which is direct variation and which is not a direct variation equation. Let's have the second number. Which equation is not an example of direct variation? Which equation is not? Okay, the A has a constant of variation of 1. Okay, so that is y and then 1 times x there. Okay, now if you're going to see B, you can actually transform this such that when we do algebraic transformation, we can transform this like y is equal to -2 over 3x, okay? -2 over 3x, like that. So that will still be direct variation. Now, for C, it's obvious that is also direct variation because of the 1/2. So y is 1/2 x there. And there is no added non-zero number. So A, B, C choices are all passing through the point of origin 0, 0. If you're going to graph these linear equations. So the letter D has an extra number 30. Okay, if we're going to work on this will be transformed to something like y is equal to okay, that will be -5 over 6. That will be 5 over 6x, and you have that 30, that becomes 5, like that. After you divide that by 6, that becomes a 5. So the 30 will be divided by the 6, and that will surely become a 5. And that when you transpose the 5x to the other side, that becomes a -5x. After dividing everything by 6, this will be the equivalent. And so there is a number 5 there. That makes it direct variation, not example. Okay, so that is the answer. The letter D. This is the answer. Okay. The question is, which equation is not an example of direct variation? This is the answer. A, B, and C are all direct variations. All right, so that will be it for numbers 1 and 2. Let's continue with the next number. Let me clear this first. Okay, let's continue with number 3. Okay, here's number 3. Okay, name the constant of variations. Okay, that means for each equation. So we're going to consider here number 3, number 4, and number 5. Okay, now the very format of the direct variation equation takes this form: y equals kx. There. So we only need to choose the number represented by the k. So for number 3, the answer is 5. Here, the answer is 5. That's the answer there. Let me clear my handwriting. There. For number 4, it's the 1/2. Okay. For number 4, that's the 1/2. That's the constant of variation. And for number 5, it's the negative 2/3. There. These are the required constant of variations. All right, so that will be for these questions. Let's continue with the next, number 6. Okay, so let me continue. All right, here's the next. Okay, write a direct variation equation that relates the two variables, then solve. Write a direct variation equation that relates the two variables, then solve. Okay, let's read the problem. Suppose y varies directly as x, and y equals 16 when x equals 8. Find y when x equals 16. Okay, all right, let's do it first. Let's do the solution. Y varies directly as x. Okay, that. And so y is proportional to x. Okay, so by a constant of variation, k. All right, so y varies directly as x. So the first thing we should do is use the given y and x. Here is the y and here is the x. Okay, so direct substitution, this must be 16. Let's solve for the constant of variation first. So this is 16 and k is unknown at this point, x is 8. There. And we can solve for the constant of variation. Okay, and we shall begin by dividing both sides by the 8, like that. And k happens to be equal to 16 over 8, that's 2. So we know our k. K equals 2, there. All right, so we can now go back to our equation. Y is equal to kx is now y equals 2x, there. Now we can answer the requirement. Okay, find y when x is 16. Okay, find y when x is 16. All right, so I'm looking for y. 2 times x, our x is 16. There. So y therefore is 32. That's the answer. There. Okay, that will be for number 6 solution. So the instruction is write a direct variation equation. We were able to do the equation. It's over here. This is the equation. There. And the two variables are related by the constant of variation 2. And then we can solve now for the requirement, which is the y. All right, that will be for number 6. Let's continue with the next. So number 7, let me clear the screen. Number 7. There. Suppose y varies directly as x. Okay, so we can start from there. Suppose y is proportional to x, and y varies directly as x. Okay, and y is 21 when x is 3. So that means we can use these numbers and solve for k. So y is 21 when x is 3. Okay, it looks like 7, okay, but we can continue by division. So we divide this by 3, both sides by 3, and k is 7. 21 over 3 is 7. So k is equal to 7. So we can now establish our equation. Y is equal to 7x. Here's our equation. All right. Determine the requirement. Find x when y equals 42. Okay. All right. So we're looking for x this time. Okay. We're looking for x. So y is 42 equals 7x. There. And so we continue by division. We divide by 7. The divisor is taken from the coefficient of the unknown. And in this case, it's 7. So x is equal to 6. So x is equal to 6. Or we usually write it this way. Yeah. Okay, so that gives us the solution for number 7. All right, so we will continue with the next number 8. All right, so let's clear the screen and proceed to number 8. All right, let's continue with number 8. Scroll downwards, and here's number 8. The next number is here. Suppose V varies directly as G, okay? And V is 36 when G equals 4. Find V when G equals 11. All right, let's do it. Suppose V varies directly as G, there. And V is 36 when G equals 4. So this is 36 when G equals 4. And we can easily solve our K, all right, by division. So 36 equals 4K. We divide by 4. We divide by 4. And K happens to be 9. K is equal to 9. All right. So we can now have our equation. We can go back to this equation and substitute the value of our constant of variation. So V is equal to 9G. There. We can substitute the K, which is already known, which is 9. So we have our equation without the letter K. It's now replaced by the number 9. Okay. Now the question is find V when G is 11. So find V. This is 9 when G is 11. There. And we will just get the product of 9 and 11, which gives us V equal to 99. There. That's our answer. Okay. That will be for direct variation examples. Let's have number 9. Okay. All right. So let's continue with number 9. Let's have number 9. Let me clear the screen. Let's continue with the next number. Here is number 9. Let me adjust that. I think I overscrolled. All right, number 9. There, okay. Suppose A varies directly as B and A equals 7 when B equals 2. Find B when A is 21. All right. So let us establish the equation first. Suppose A varies directly as B. There. The variables involved are A and B. And we have values here. And A equals 7 when B is 2. Okay, so that means we can use the 7 here for A. The K is supposed to be solved, and B is now 2. There. Okay, so it looks like 3.5 or 7 over 2. Okay, so let's continue. we're going to have here 7 equals 2k, divide by 2, divide by 2, and k is 7 over 2. There. So k is equal to 7 over 2. There. Okay. Symmetric property. If 7 over 2 is k, then k equals 7 over 2. And then we have the equation A is equal to 7 over 2b. There. And so we're asked to get the value of b when a is 21. All right, find the value of b when a is 21. So we can now use our working equation. It's over here. All right, a is 21 equals 7 over 2b. We're looking for b here. There. Find b. Okay. And so, all right, we have here 21 the other side, okay, equals 7 over 2. We know that 21 is a 7, one of its factors, okay. 7 times 3 is 21. All right, so we can actually get the factors. So we have here 7 times 3. That's the equivalent of 21, and here is 7 over 2. There. Okay, we can divide by the 7. Dividing both sides by the 7 will make this equation 3 equals 1/2 b. There. Simply divide by 7 and the 7s will never be there. Okay. And that will become 3 at the left side and you have 1/2 b. Okay. All right. And this will continue over here. So we have here 3 equals 1/2 b. We simply multiply both sides by 2. Okay. So 2 times 3 and we have 2 times 1/2 b. And this cancels out and we have b equals 6. There. That means 6 equals b, or more appropriately, b equals 6. There. That's the answer. All right. This is how to do direct variation examples. All right. So let's continue with the next. Let me clear the screen for number 9. Let's continue with number 10. Okay. Here's number 10. Okay, suppose y varies directly as x and y equals 9 when x equals 3 over 2. Find y when x equals 1. Okay, so let us begin with the given y varies directly as x and y equals 9 when x equals 3 halves. Okay, y equals 9 when x equals 3 halves. There. Okay, 9 equals k times 3 over 2. All right. Again, we can take note of our numbers. So we can simplify our calculation. 9 has a 3, and there's a number 3 there in our equation. So we can get the factors for 9. 3 times 3, that's for 9. And we have here 3 over 2 times k. Okay. All right. There. And so we can just divide both sides by 3. Okay. Removing the 3's like that. The equation will now be simplified. 3 equals 1/2 k. There. And so we continue up here. We can write this 1/2 k equals 3. Symmetric property. 3 equals 1/2 k, then 1/2 k equals 3. Multiplying both sides by 2. We can now multiply this by 2. 2 times 1/2 k equals 2 times 3. Yeah. And so this divides and you have k equals 6. There. So we have now our equation. Okay, we have our equation. Our equation is y equals k, but k is now 6. And so we have our equation y equals 6x. That's the required equation. Now we're asked to find something. Find y when x equals 1. All right, so that means we substitute for x the value 1. Y is equal to 6 times 1, and y is simply 6. There. That's the required value. That goes to our number 10. Let's continue. Next 11. Next 11. All right. That should be number 11. All right. Here's number 11. Does the following graph represent a direct variation? That's for number 11. Does the following graph represent a direct variation? As we discussed a while ago, a direct variation graph, all right, passes through the origin. And this graph here is not there, okay? This line here, okay? The origin is here, there. The origin is right here, and it's not passing there. So for the question, does the following graph represent a direct variation? This one, no. There. All right, number 12. Does the following graph represent a direct variation? Okay, just by looking at the graph, we know it satisfies the requirement. All right, it passes to the point of origin. Okay, there. It passes to the point of origin. Therefore, this one is yes. There. Okay, so number 12 is direct variation. Number 11, no. Okay, so that's it for this numbers 11 and 12. And we're going to continue with the next numbers, number 13. Okay, all right, let's continue. We're now doing the next number. Here is number 13. All right, let's continue with number 13. Okay, let's read. Direct variation word problems. Okay, a local fast food restaurant takes in $9,000 in a 4-hour period. Okay, write a direct variation equation for the relationship between income and number of hours. Okay, we're talking about here income. Okay, we're talking about here about income and number of hours. Estimate how many hours it would take the restaurant to earn $20,250. So letter A, write a direct variation equation for the income in any number of hours. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's assign variables I. Okay, we're going to use I for income. There. And we're going to use H for hours, okay, or T for time. Okay, so let's just use H. Stands for time, okay, in hours. There. Okay, so the constant of variation goes like this. The income, all right, varies directly with time. Okay, so this is actually K and H, like that. Okay, all right. Now we have two initial values: the $9,000, okay, earned within 4 hours. So we can use it in the income. $9,000 earned, okay, in 4 hours. There. So we will be able to compute for the constant of variation. Okay. All right. So we will just divide this. All right. We're going to divide this. So we have 9,000 divided by 4. Okay. So that will be our working equation. Okay. That will solve us and give us the K. Okay. So we have here 9,000 and we divide this by 4. So we have here something like 2, and this is 8 there, and we have 2, and we have 8, and we have again 2. Bring down the 0, that gives us a 5 for the second 0, and this will be 20. And bring down the 0 for another division, that gives us a 0 there. So our constant of variation is 2,250. So when you divide this by 4, and you divide this by 4, K will give us a value of 2250. There, that's our K. And we now have our equation. All right, our equation is I, income is equal to 2250 H, stands for hours. There. Okay, so we now have our equation. This is our equation. All right, next question B. Estimate how many hours it would take the restaurant to earn $20,250. So we can use 20,250 in place of I. We have now the equation. Okay, so this will now be 20,250. That's the I, is equal to 2250 H, and we'll be able to solve for the estimated hours. Okay, so this is just by division. Okay, so we'll just divide. So that will be dividing both sides by 2250. There. Okay, and this divided by 2250. Okay, so H, what is 20,250 divided by 2,250? Okay, so that looks like, let us do it over here. All right, so we're going to divide this. We now have 250 divided by 2250. There. Okay, so this is divide. All right, let me try the first digit. How about 9? Okay, 9 times 0, 9 times 5 is 45. Carry 4. There. So that is 1822. Carry 2. There. That's 18 and 2, that's 20. Exactly 9. Okay. There. So that means H is 9 hours. Okay. H is 9 hours. There. That's the answer. Okay. That goes to our letter B. Estimate how many hours it would take the restaurant to earn $20,250. Okay. Well, that was exact. Okay. When we divide that, that's exactly 9 hours. So that goes to our first example. Let's continue for the next. Okay, you can just rewind it later and study it step by step. All right, so that goes for our example. All right, let's continue. Okay, here's the next. All right, here's the next. Okay, your distance from lightning varies directly with the time it takes you to hear thunder. So we're talking about here distance, okay, and time, okay. So this will be distance and time. There, we can use these variables. All right. If you hear thunder in 10 seconds, after you see the lightning, you're about 2 miles, okay, 2 miles. So let D, our distance, be in miles, unit of miles, and you have T. Our unit of time here is seconds, okay. Our unit of time here is seconds, there, okay. All right, so the distance from lightning varies directly with time. So we can use here distance, it varies directly with time, there. So we can start with D equals K times T. And we have 2 extra values there. If you hear thunder 10 seconds after you see the lightning, you're about 2 miles, okay? So that means we can use the 2 miles over here. And this remains K for a while. and our time t is 10 seconds. There. So we have k times 10. All right, we can now solve for our k here, which looks like 1/5. Okay. All right, after division by the number 10. Okay, remember the divisor is always beside the letter. So we'll continue by division. We divide by the 10, like that. And this divides, we have k equals 2/10. K is 2/10, which is what I said, 1/5, reduced to lowest term. So k is equal to 1/5. There, 1/5. Okay. All right. So we can now go back to our d equals kt and set up the equation. So d is equal to 1/5 and t. There. Here's our working equation. All right. So write a direct variation equation. So we have our equation there. All right. Next, letter B. Estimate how many seconds it would take for the thunder to travel a distance of 4 miles. So we're just asked to solve for t when our d is 4. Okay. 4 miles. So we use this equation now. 4 miles for d. We have 1/5 of the time there. And we can easily solve this by getting rid of the 5, multiplying both sides by 5. So 5 times 4, let's continue over here with more space. 5 times 4 is equal to 5 times 1/5t, multiplying both sides by the 5. Okay, so this cancels out, and we have a 20, and this is equal to t. There. And that means t, the time is 20, and this is in seconds. Okay, this is in seconds. There. Okay, t is equal to 20 seconds. That's for our numerical answer. All right, that goes to our number 3. Let's continue the next number. Let me clear. Let's continue. Next. Okay, here is number, what number is this? We're doing number 14. So what we just completed is number 13. Let's continue with the next. Okay, this is now number 14. All right, here's number 14. A recipe for 2 dozen corn muffins calls for 3 cups of flour. Okay, the number of muffins varies directly with the amount of flour you use. Okay, so the number of muffins varies directly with the amount of flour. So let us use m for muffins. Okay, so we have to choose our variables. So let m be for the number of muffins. There. And let us use, say, F for flour, or cups of flour. All right, so let's just use F. This will be for flour. Okay, there. All right. So we're talking about here muffins and flour. The number of muffins varies directly with the amount of flour. There, with the amount of flour. All right. Write a direct variation equation for the relationship between the number of cups of flour and the number of muffins. There. Okay. All right. So we're going to make use of the given. All right. So 2 dozen corn muffins calls for 3 cups of flour. All right. So the letter B here is estimate how many cups of flour are needed to make 6 dozen muffins. So we will not change the dozens anymore, although we know that 1 dozen is 12. Okay, so we will just use the dozen. All right, so the number of given dozens in the statement is 2. Okay, 2 dozen corn muffins equals K, And to do that, you have to use 3 cups of flour. There. Okay, so we can solve for the constant of variation, and this by dividing by 3, and we have K equals 2/3. There, our K is 2/3. We now have our working equation. Okay, M is equal to KF. Now it's M equals 2/3 F. There, and here's our working equation. This is the answer for letter A. Letter B, estimate how many cups of flour are needed to make 6 dozen muffins. All right, so our units did not change, okay? Dozens and cups, all right? Dozens and cups. So there's no need for any adjustments here. All right, we can use readily the 6 dozen muffins under M. So this will be 6 equals 2/3 cups of flour there. And so to simplify our computation, we will spread out the 6 to its factors, 2 and 3. So we can readily cancel out numbers. So this is 2 times 3. That goes to our number 6. Okay, and this is 2/3 F. And we can now discard the number 2's. Okay, and the equation will be simplified to something like 3 equals 1/3 F. There. Okay. All right. How did I get that? We divided by 2, of course. Okay. If you divide by 2, the 2 will not be there anymore. Okay. It will be replaced by 1. Okay. Okay. So 1 times 3 is 3, and 1 times 1/3 is 1/3. And now we're ready to simplify and get the answer, multiplying both sides by 3. So this is 3 times 3. And we have 3 times 1/3 F. Okay, the 3 and 3 cancels out, and we have 9 equals F, or F equals 9 cups. Okay, there, 9 cups of flour. Okay, how many cups of flour? That's the question. The answer is 9 cups. There. That goes to our last number. This is the last number. I hope you were able to learn from these simple examples from the first number up to this number 14. So this will be all for now. Thanks for learning. Bye-bye.